Hey guys, this lesson is on combining sentences using appositives. Now, don't know what an appositive is? Don't sweat it, we'll teach you. So, last time we talked about how sentences can be combined by adding, deleting, and rearranging details. And we talked about how different combinations have different emphases and effects. So you'll need to remember those lessons this time as you go about thinking about how appositives can affect the meaning and effect of your sentences. So, by the end of this video, you really should have an understanding of how appositives can be used to add precise details to your sentences. And if you're successful in the activities we do, you will be able to identify and define appositives, and you'll be able to use an appositive to combine kernel sentences into lively sentences with precise details. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in. So what is an appositive? An appositive is simply a noun or noun phrase that renames another noun right beside it. So you see the word noun a lot. As a reminder, a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Things like car, you, desk, it. Those are all nouns or pronouns. Okay? So here are some examples. First of all, my brother's car, a sporty red convertible with bucket seats, is the envy of my friends. And the chief surgeon, an expert in organ transplant procedures, took her nephew on a hospital tour. In each of these sentences, the noun is in blue, and the appositive is in red. You'll notice a couple things. The appositive is right next to the noun, and the appositive simply renames or describes the noun in greater detail. Okay? Now, in both of these examples, the appositive is right after the noun, but it doesn't always have to be that way. For example, have a look at these sentences. The first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, Delaware is rich in history. A beautiful collie, Skip was my favorite dog. In both cases, the appositive is right before the noun. But just as with these examples right here, the appositives are right next to the nouns. So whether they're right before the nouns, right after the nouns, or right before the nouns, appositives are just right next to those nouns. So I want you to go ahead and write these sentences down, and I want you to circle the noun, and I want you to underline the appositive. Go ahead and pause this video right now, write the sentences down, circle the noun, underline the appositive in each. Okay, so you should have something like this, where the noun is in blue and the appositive is in red. So you'll notice in the first sentence, we have the noun followed by the appositive. In the second sentence, we have the appositive followed by the noun. Now I want to talk about that second sentence a little bit. One of the most unique landscapes on Earth, Yellowstone was the world's first national park. There are lots of different ways this sentence could be rearranged to change emphasis or effect. You'll notice that there are 4 different ways we could arrange that sentence, and each one has a slightly different emphasis. I want you to go ahead and pause this video and read these to yourself. In fact, you maybe even want to whisper them to yourself to hear the different ways they sound. And think about the different effects or emphases of these sentences. What is the goal of each sentence? What is it emphasizing? What's it accomplishing? Go ahead and pause it and just kind of read these to yourself and write these down as well. You should have the appositives maybe underlined in your notes and the nouns circled. So let's see how sentence combining can make use of appositives to add precise details. So we have the kernel sentences over here on the left side about a truck, and then we have our combined sentences, 2 combined sentences on the right. So I could say Joe's new truck, a 2015 Chevy, is blue. I could also say a new 2015 Chevy, the blue truck belongs to Joe. Now where are the nouns and where are the appositives? Well, here they are. In both cases, the noun is in blue. The noun is a truck in either one. And in both of them, a 2015 Chevy or a new 2015 Chevy is the appositive, but I've changed the order of where they go. And you'll notice that kind of subtly changes the effect or the emphasis of the sentence. Again, make sure you get these down in your notes. So now I want you to go ahead and try combining these sentences using appositives. Now keep in mind, there's no indication in these sentences which ones can be appositives. Guess what? Every single idea in these can be an appositive. There are literally probably dozens of combinations you can make with these 5 kernel sentences. So play around by adding little words, deleting words, rearranging details, and rearranging the order of the appositives, or even what the appositives are, in order to play around with these sentences and identify different emphases and different effects that they can have. Please record 2 different combinations of these kernel sentences so that we can talk about those together. So pause the video and go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so at this point you should understand how appositives can be used to add precise details to your sentences. If you're doing this successfully, you're able to define and identify appositives, and you were able to use an appositive to combine kernel sentences into more lively sentences with precise details. Again, please make sure that you write down any questions you have, anything you're confused about, and we will talk about that later today. Thanks, guys.